season for sunshine, and chances are your little ones will be outside soaking it up. But before they head out, make sure they're protected.
There is no safe time to get ultraviolet radiation. I mean, that sounds really severe, but in fact, it's the truth. Ultraviolet radiation will increase your child's incidence of skin cancer. So if and when they're outside on a regular basis, they need to be protected. They need clothing on, and they need their sunscreen.
New York City dermatologist to the stars, Dr. Brad Ketchen, says to look not only at the SPF, but also at the types of harmful rays a sunscreen blocks.
Nowadays, there are sunscreens that are 50 plus, 100 plus, and it's important to know that sunscreen number only pertains to UVB. Ultraviolet radiation is a large spectrum, and it's UVA radiation plus UVB. I prefer a sunscreen that is as high a number as possible. Generally 50 plus will get you over 90% blocked for UVB, and then something that has a UVA spectrum as well.
Then go ahead and slather it on.
People say that you should have the equivalent of 1 ounce or a shot glass amount of sunscreen on all sun-exposed areas. In order to get an SPF 50, you really have to apply that amount of sunscreen. So it's a significant amount.
And don't forget to put more sunscreen on your child throughout the day. The sunscreen can wear off over time, especially if your child's playing in the water.
If we've been out for a few hours, I'll just put I'll just put a little bit more on her shoulders and her face. If I think that, it's starting to wear off, I just don't want her getting skin cancer.
But beware, water-resistant and waterproof don't mean the same thing.
The difference is that a water-resistant sunscreen will last 40 minutes in the water. A waterproof sunscreen is double, so they can last about 80 minutes.
In addition to sunscreen, kids should wear protective clothing.
There is always a certain percentage of ultraviolet radiation that is going to get through to the skin, whether or not they have sunscreen. So in fact, you want to put the sunscreen on, you want to reapply, plus the clothing and the hat and the sunglasses give the second layer of protection.
The sun is strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. in the summer. And don't be fooled, even on a cloudy day, sunscreen is a must.
Parents need to protect their kids on a daily basis. You brush your teeth, you put your sunscreen on. They go to school, they walk outside, they're getting ultraviolet radiation. Kids, if they're used to having sunscreen on when they go outside, will automatically reapply their sunscreen. So it's a matter of getting the child into a habit of putting sunscreen on when they're going outside.
Have your child's pediatrician begin checking his or her skin at an early age.
It can pick up all moles that are birthmarks and then follow their markings as they get older. Of course, if there's any atypical skin marks, then a dermatologist should be consulted so we can figure out, is it really atypical?
And remember, there's no such thing as a safe tan.
Tanning is your body's response to sun exposure. It's actually a protective mechanism. So over the years, it's the cumulative ultraviolet radiation that in fact causes skin cancer, premature aging of the skin, wrinkles, sun damage. That being said, kids are going to be outside, but I think it's important to have fun, but in a protected way, so that in the future their skin is as protected against skin cancer as possible.